Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is August 2nd, 2025, and Real Madrid have launched yet another campaign of crying. We're the victims. Poor us. Everybody's against us. What a pathetic club. Also, we're going to talk about Fermin Lopez and Marasador because plenty of reports stating that, Barcelona going to sell them. They're not going to sell them. Yes, they are. No, they're not. We're going to have the answer for you on whether Barcelona are planning to offload the two midfielders or not. And finally, is Ferran Torres going to be our number 9 or our starting number 9? We're going to talk about all of that. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. And as you know, I'm still out of my house. I will be back on Monday. This is why I'm doing this short live stream just to keep you up to date on all Barcelona news. This is not a podcast, so I will not be addressing the comment section. Again, this is just to keep you updated while I'm on the road visiting my family. Having said all that, let's dive right into the news and let's begin with this pretty pathetic, sad news of a pathetic little club called Real Madrid, because the Madrid-based club have launched yet another campaign through the Real Madrid TV and through their media outlets, claiming that they are the victims. Everybody's against them. Boo-hoo, poor Real Madrid. Now, what are they crying about this time? Because I know, they're constantly crying. It's very difficult to keep track of all the different things they cry about. But this time, they're crying about their request to postpone their first match. Now, Real Madrid, of course, participated in the Club World Cup, so they officially requested from La Liga that their first match be pushed out and that they start the season after everyone else, because, of course, they're God's given club, they're God's favorite club. They have to have special treatment. Now, of course, that request has been rejected, and the guy who was responsible of either granting or rejecting this request, his name is Jose Alberto Peláez, and now they have launched a campaign against them, talking about, oh my God, poor us, everybody's against us, they're persecuting us, they want us to lose, blah, blah, blah. Normal Real Madrid crybaby stuff. Now, it's funny because Real Madrid are not the only club who have participated in the Club World Cup. PSG, Chelsea, they all went to the final. None of them are crying about having to start the season just like everyone else, but Real Madrid is. Now, the more funny thing is that Jose Alberto Peláez is the same exact guy who also denied Barcelona's request when they asked for their match to be played towards the end of the season, that match that got suspended because Dr. Miñarro, a member of the staff, passed away, okay? And he denied Barcelona's request, even though a member of their staff died, and nobody said anything. But Real Madrid, they request, it gets denied. It's like, oh, poor us, poor us. What a pathetic, sad little club, which is hilarious because Real Madrid came to be, they're the greatest club on earth. They have won the most trophies. Oh, we're so great. Then why do you act like a small, pathetic 10th division club that cries about everything? Whether it be Real Madrid TV and their campaigns against the referees, they're constant crying, La Liga's against us, everybody's against us, even though, factually speaking, Real Madrid have benefit the most out of referees' mistake out of any club in Europe. So not only is their cries unmerited, but it's also pathetic. So please, if you claim to be the greatest club on earth, act like it. Stop being so pathetic and crying about every little thing. Anyways, on to the next bit of news, because we do have to talk about Uriel Romero, the Barcelona player who has remained in the city of Barcelona, has not traveled with the team to the preseason tour. And as you know, of course, Barcelona do not count on him. Uriel Romero has a contract until 2026, but he is not putting any, he's not causing any problems. He's not putting any resistance as far as him leaving. He understands that he has no place on the squad and he is willing to leave. And it's reported that Uriel Romero is now negotiating with Girona. Of course, Romero was a Girona player when Barcelona signed him. He spent last season on loan with Girona, and now he is negotiating to go back. But of course, Girona have two conditions to sign Uriel Romero because they're not financially doing well. The number one condition is for Uriel Romero to join them as a free agent, so no paying of transfer fee. And number two, that he agrees to reduce his salary. The player is willing to reduce his salary, and Barcelona and the player are willing to agree on rescinding his contract. So expect an exit by Uriel Romero pretty soon and expect a pretty imminent rescission of the contract of the Barcelona midfielder. Now, the newly promoted Oviedo are also interested in Uriel Romero. They're also interested in him only if he's a free agent. But of course, Romeo prefers to make a move to Girona because he wants to stay close to home because he is Catalan. He is from the Catalan region. Now, speaking of midfielders, we do have to talk about Fermin Lopez and Casado because reports have been non-stop. Oh, Barcelona open offloading Fermin and Casado. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, Flick doesn't want to. Oh, yes, he does. Well, I'm here to clear up the confusion. And the answer is pretty simple. Fermin Lopez and Casado are not for sale. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Fermin Lopez and Casado are not for sale. Now, of course, all these reports have started to surface again because there's a lot of interest in the two. Fermin Lopez, Manchester United are willing to pay 70 million for him. There was also interest from Chelsea, Arsenal, Saudi, Dortmund. Casado also had interest from Dortmund and Chelsea, and pretty much everybody's interested in the two of them. So now there's renewed interest in the two. So that's why there's been a lot of reports. But I'm here to tell you that Barcelona do not contemplate the sale of any of the two midfielders. Now, if Barcelona receive an offer, a very lucrative offer, they would transmit it to the players and they would let the players decide. Hey, Fermin, man, you want to pay 70 million. Are you interested? Yes? Okay, we'll sell you. No? Okay, no. That's it. That doesn't mean that they are actively on the market because, of course, there's only few players on the squad who are untouchable. Lamine Yamal, Pau Cubarsí, Pedri, Marc Bernal, those players, no matter what kind of offer Barcelona would get, they'll be like, no. Everyone else, if Barcelona get an offer, a lucrative offer, they would present it to the player, and then the player would decide. That's the same case as Marc Casado and Fermin Lopez. That does not mean that Barcelona want to sell them. Plus, Hansi Flick has made it very clear to Barcelona, do not touch Fermin Lopez and do not touch Marc Casado. He has admitted that there's an overbooking in the midfield, but nonetheless, he counts on both players, and he believes that he needs all his midfielders in order to, be able to deal with such a long season with so many matches. Plus, the players themselves don't want to leave. So no truth to the reports that Fermin and Casado are on the market or are going to leave anytime soon unless the players request it. That's a whole other story, but for now, both players want to stay. Now, the next player we want to talk about is Ferran Torres and whether he will be our next number 9. Now, it's reported that Ferran Torres had a talk with Hansi Flick because, of course, he had a really good season last season off the bench, becoming a super sub. So far in the preseason, he's doing well. Scored 2 goals against FC Seoul. So Ferran Torres sat down with Hansi Flick and was like, hey, I want more. I want more minutes. Obviously, he's not demanding them. He just believes that he's worked really hard and that he deserves more, and then he's willing to continue working. And this is what Flick told Ferran. He said, look, if you continue on this trajectory where Ferran Torres is working hard, getting better and getting better, then you will get more minutes. And if you start doing better than Lewandowski, then yes, the starting position is yours. Now, what does this mean? This means that the center forward position is no longer Lewandowski's and no question about it. But number 9 is now up for grabs. And whoever does better will be the starting number 9. So, of course, now this means that the ball is in Ferran Torres' court. It will be up to him on whether he can take that slot or that starting position away from Lewandowski. Of course, we'll see how the season develops and what happens, but just know that the number 9 position is up for grabs and that Ferran Torres is a candidate of stripping that position away from Lewandowski. Now, whether he'll be able to or not, that's a whole other story, but Flick will decide, of course, based on merit as it should be. Anyways, the last bit of news is in regards to Andreas Christensen because Deco is sending a very clear message to the Danish center back. Of course, Deco has been now that Barcelona have signed the players that they wanted to sign, Rashford, Rooney, Joan Garcia. Barcelona are now working and focusing on contract renewals. He just finished renewing Koundé, not made official yet. They just reached an agreement with Eric Garcia. So Deco working on renewing the contract of the players whose contracts are set to expire pretty soon. Frankie de Jong is next. But one player who has not received any calls or offers to renew is, of course, Andreas Christensen, whose contract expires next summer. And as you know, Deco has a rule where if you're on your last year of contract, you either renew or you get sold. And since Christensen has not been offered a renewal, Deco is making it very clear to Christensen, you are on the market. We want to sell you. But of course, the player so far is refusing to leave. By the way, incredibly stupid rule. Only someone like Deco would come up with such a dumb rule. Oh, last year, you have to be sold or renewed. But there's a third option. Just let the contract expire. Uriel Romero, his contract expires next summer. What if he says, I don't want to leave? So the only two options, sell or renew. Romero says, I don't want to leave. So what? Now we have to renew him because that's the only two options we have. Dumb rule made up by a dumb sporting director who insists on selling Christensen and keeping Araujo, even though Araujo has shown us time and time again that he does not fit in Hansi Flick's system. Anyways, that is all the news. I did do another video or another live before this one. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.